The first speaker that we have today is our past District Director of 102, Distinguished Toastmaster Srinivas KM. He joined Toastmasters in 2015 and he is the past District 102 Director for the term 2021-2022. And before that, he was also the 2019 District 102 Table Topics Champion. Personally and also in his career, he is a John C. Maxwell Certified Speaker, Trainer and Coach, as well as a DISC Trainer, Certified Virtual Presenter, as well as Environmental Engineering Consultant. What a wonderful CV that we have here, a profile of Distinguished Toastmaster Srinivas KM. So without further delay, let me pass the control over to our first speaker of this morning, Distinguished Toastmaster Srinivas, to commence his session. Over to you, Sri.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sydney. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, the early risers, the early birds who made it. I hope some more late birds will still come in after a while. Now, I literally know everybody, almost everybody in the room. So before I start my session, I would like to get to know some more people which have, for example, I have no idea who is Chang Jing Lim. Could you say hello, Chang? And I've got no idea who is Joanna. Joanna, can you say hello and mention either in the chat box or unmute and mention where are you from and what are your role playing in Toastmasters currently? Rest, I'm aware of them. I can aware of other people as well. So Johanna, if you can say hello, I would know because I know most of people in this room are 70% are district officers. Being around. Yes, they are. So I will change my session accordingly. Johanna, Chang, I have no idea, so I shall carry on. All right, so I don't have to explain now why you should charter clubs. That part, all of you understand that. Right? I don't have to explain that it's for your communication, it's for your leadership and all. So apart from the three things what we're going to cover today, what I will personally share is that how do you find prospect leads? The world is big, social media is wonderful, but how do we have potential leads and how fast can you charter a club? Based on my experience, you can charter a club as fast as 2 weeks on average basis. It can take months to even years, depending on the organization you're approaching as well. So, which means that in next 4 months, you can charter a lot of clubs if you really want to do it. So let's start with the potential leads. This is what my suggestion advice here would be. How do you start with potential leads? Let me share my screen. Welcome to dashboard. And by now, you should be able to see my screen. 3, 2, 1. Yes. This is a simple dashboard. Dashboard toastmasters.org. And as a district officer, you are familiar with this. So the first way is how do you find a corporate club using dashboard? Swarna, you are here, right? Yes. So I'm going to use the example of District 80, right? Because 51 and 102 are like Malaysia. So just example. One of the ways is that we are part of Region 13. So go down to Region 13. Why? Because Region 13 leaders know each other. So it's easier. And let's look at District 80. Click on District 80. And you look at District 80 clubs. Now, you don't have to be amazingly smart, but you can figure out by some names that it is a corporate or not. YMCA is YMCA. We have one in Ipoh, one in KL, so forget about YMCA. Let's go down all the way, right? As you go down all the way, you can look at West Coast. Most likely, it's a community club. I don't know. Singtel don't have in Malaysia. So move on. Right? You got to understand that, right? And then Caterpillar could be an organizer, could be not. So I was looking through the whole thing and I said, what we can take as an example. I looked at this Schneider Asia Electric Asia Club, right? Started last year. Let's take that example. So what I did, I Googled Schneider Asia Malaysia office. Okay. Oh, Selangor 102. we can do. So CY, it's okay, it's 102. We go in Slango. And then what do? Customer KVs? No, no. This one, customer KVs, is very hard. So the next part, what you're going to do, I will not show on the screen. Go to LinkedIn and type this company name. Correct? You will find people who are working in this organization. And as you find people working in this organization, you are able to find some decision makers or key people in that organization, because usually they'll be on LinkedIn. And you can drop a message on LinkedIn, you can add a contact to them, or you can say that I'm from so-and-so, I would like to connect with you. And if you can point me to the right person, that is fine. You can call the office directly, and you might feel this is the very old school way. Yes, it is, and it can still work. That is one of the ways you find. The best way is that if there is a corporate club chartered in another district and another country, very high potential. So what I will do, since I know Swarna, I say, Swarna, could you connect me with somebody with Schneider Electric Asia? And if they have colleagues in Malaysia who are open to charter club, I don't think so Swarna will have a problem, right, Swarna? Fair enough, right? Like, go for it. And that makes it a credible reference to start a club. And that's what we can do. And now, no, it's a little bit of homework, because Toastmasters on the dashboard doesn't mention corporate or community club. And one of the best way is manually looking into the whole thing. Let's sort them by district, especially in our region. If there's Thailand, in India, in Sri Lanka, all these clubs are there. You can, as you look at the names, you know these are international, they are MNCs. And if you look at certain clubs, these are in many countries. Delhi is in many countries, Roche is in many countries. And that's what happened with Roche when I was there, that they wanted to charter 2 clubs at that point in time, because it was in some other country and they referred. So we had started with Roche Malaysia Toastmasters Club. And that's what it happens. If you have somebody in some other country, how we started Nielsen Malaysia was started because one staff used to work in Philippines, moved to Malaysia, proposed to the boss, and he was open to it. And me and Robert were there in demo meeting. And then we could start a Nielsen Malaysia Toastmasters Club, because there was one position. Now, next thing is that, good. Thank you so much, Swarna. See, Swarna's adding to that party, like, yes, right? So we have those contacts, and then we can leverage on each other with the district leaders and leverage with each other people. If you have in neighboring districts, or even if there's in somewhere in US or Africa or somewhere, that's fine. The organization, as long as they have a HQ here, you can contact them and find out if they have enough people. The rule number 1 is that it should have minimum 100 or more. Why? You need 20 to charter. 100 is a decent. If it's less than 100, you may have some sustainability issue. Unless you have really, really good boss and really supportive staff, then yes, most of the clubs, 100 and above is a good number if you want to look for potential lead. Now that is for corporate. I'm going to come back to corporate in a while. When you look at community, this is what I learned from one of the past international president. Where do you start a community club? Do one of my favorite brands does, McDonald's. When McDonald's wants to start a franchisee, you know what they look at it? They look at certain number of people. They need to have estimate 300,000 people staying that side to start McDonald's, else they don't start. Look for McDonald's. That's a good place to start a community club. Very simple. Look for McDonald's, and there is a McDonald's, which means that now, of course, in Malaysia, we have some concerns about going to McDonald's. You don't have to go to McDonald's. If there is a McDonald's that side, start. If the number goes higher, there will be a Coffee Bean or Starbucks, which goes on 500,000 and above. Bigger place to start. So when there is that kind of Starbucks, Coffee Bean, McDonald's franchisee are opening, what they do is that they look at the population, they look at the potential of it. That's a place to start a community club where you want to start. So look at the numbers, because if you have 300, 500,000 people staying there, that's the best place to start a community club. Okay, now how do you start a community club? Now for corporate club, community club, when you approach, there are 4 kinds of people you remember. This you got to answer. I've got no slides, so you got to remember and make notes. There are 4 kinds of people you will meet in everyone you know. Okay, Everyone you know falls in these four categories. Number one, gatekeeper. What does a gatekeeper do? Gatekeeper introduces you to a community. Gatekeeper introduces you to an organization, to some place where you can start a club. That's it. They can just tell you that, hey, I think my company has more than 100 people. I think my community is pretty big. Oh, yes, we have a community hall where a lot of activities happen. They just give you enough information that you can say, hey, thank you for opening the door. Let me find the next important person. Number two, influencer. Influencer. They are slightly better than gatekeepers. Why they're better than gatekeepers? They actually know who is the decision maker. Gatekeeper may or may not know who is actual decision maker. Because in some organization, HR manager is a decision maker, not in all organizations. In some organizations, L&D manager or CEO or CFO, or they have a different titles there who makes a decision on what happens in the organization. So influencer is the one who actually knows who is the right decision maker, who should you meet. Now, the good part with influencer is that they not only just introduce you, they actually know how you should approach this person. They will tell you, oh, this person, very friendly, come over thing, let's get a coffee or something and let me introduce you to him and then we can discuss more. Go for it. That's the way it works. Influencer exactly know what's the best way to approach a decision maker. They will even tell you what is our company looking the direction. It helps you to build a pitch. The Toastmaster I was telling you from Philippines moved to Malaysia. She was more of influencer, not a gatekeeper, because she could get and communicate and get the demo meeting organized. Great. And also help us to meet and connect with the decision maker. Third category is decision maker. That's the right person if you want to meet. Now, does it apply in community? Not really. Associations, yes. Corporates, yes. It applies. University, mostly no. And I'll come back to you in a while for that. So corporates, when you're going to find decision makers, why? The one who writes the check in olden days. Nowadays, who writes the email of approval? Okay, those are the one who are the decision makers. Why? If you are able to tell the person why Toastmasters is good for that organization, it's a done deal. Then you work with decision gatekeepers, and when you work with influencers and the people in charge of it, that's fine. That's the next part of it. And you got to find the whole purpose going through gatekeeper, going through influencer is to meet the decision maker. Now, unfortunately, some are self-proclaimed influencer and decision makers. Okay, what does it mean? I know the CEO. Don't worry. I say, surely he will charter club for you. Maybe an influencer, not a decision maker. Or don't worry, that particular boss is my childhood friend. We study from kindergarten. If I tell him Toastmasters is good, he will surely buy. Right? And sometimes some are self-proclaimed decision maker. Now, what about Edward? I remember Aaron is here from Top Glove. So I remember I was talking to Megan, and me and CP met her, and we were communicating that who and what Megan did, that she is an influencer in Top Glove, right, Aaron? Correct. She knows the key people. We don't know. So she knows the decision. So she spoke to some decision maker, key people in Top Glove, and they tell the Satya boss, hey, we have Toastmasters. It's good for your people. You should think of starting one. That's it. And that decision maker tells the person in charge of HR and all and say, hey, why don't we meet and talk about it? So I was there, CP was there, Robert came for demo meeting, and we did a demo meeting in Satya group. A year later, it took some time for the approvals and all those process and all. Today we have a SP Satya Toastmasters Club, right? It's just right next to Aaron, and Top Glove was committed to support, and they still support them in their meetings and all. And it took about a year and a half to just charter the club. But it went through an influencer to a decision maker, and then decision maker back to an influencer, and we got the club done. That is one of the ways. So it works. Yes, it works if you know. The thing is that if you know anybody, remember, they are either influencer, they're either gatekeeper, they're either decision maker. And as you go around in Toastmasters, learn to differentiate among these people. And I believe everyone in Toastmasters, everyone not in Toastmasters. This is something I learned when I started my career in marketing and all long time ago. My boss come supervisor mentioned one thing. There are two kinds of people you talk to when you want to sell. People you know, people you don't know. That's it. That's it. People you know, use your relationship, communicate with them, tell how passionate you are for Toastmasters. And they will help you to meet the right people. People you don't know, connect with them, build relationship, and they will help you to meet the right people. That's how you just people you know. Start with people you know. Ask every person you know, do you know an organization? Do you know a decision maker? And that's how we start a community club. That's what we start an associations as well. If you know somebody in association who's an influencer, decision maker, go ahead. Start. Mentoring clubs has a lot of associations. English, we don't really have much associations. And guess, I believe that, now I've not started a mentoring club yet. So I believe that in a lot of mentoring club association, it is always to one influencer in the organization feels that that's good. And then it communicates with, right, PQD? Communicates with the decision maker because she's part of alumni, Chungwa alumni. And then it is just from the one influencer to a decision maker, and then the whole thing goes on. That's part of it. All right. Now you must be wondering why I'm not talking about university club. A little bit tricky here. Because in university club, the decision maker is not paying. That's a problem. That's a problem, which means the decision maker or the dean or the college or the principal can say, come, let's have it. But he's like, I'm not paying for it. That's the first thing you check with any university club is who will pay. If they say students will pay, the entire demo meeting direction changes. Instead of demonstration, it's becoming 1.5 hours persuasive session. Right? It's not a demo meeting anymore. It is not to demonstrate how it runs, it's demonstrating how and why it is you should buy it. It becomes a very persuasive, influential demo meeting session rather than just talking about Toastmasters and show them how Toastmasters works. Why? Because they are not paying for it. Now, some universities, for some reason, they have these grants and budgets and all for the students. And then you can do that. One of the clubs I charted was in UITM. And they had some people, they had some grants and budgets for the students allocated. They can only take certain number of students per year. That's it. So it's limited budget. They will do the selection criteria and all. But since they are decision maker, we speak to decision maker. They will choose the students. All you got to do is find the process. And that's how we were able to charter one of the UITM clubs. Same thing with Intech. Intech Deutsch, the German club there. Right? So you got to understand that. But if you look at Taylor's University, Monash University, Sunway University, they are paying themselves, not the organization. So the whole thing changes when it comes to university. So this is what I would say. A university takes longest time to charter, unless the decision maker is paying for it. Next part is association. Association, because they're professionals, they're business owners, they're entrepreneurs, they're alumni. They are, or the community, they are the next faster to charter. The fastest charter is corporate clubs. Why? Is yes, no, we'll see. That's it. If they have the money, it's yes, and they have the reason, you give them a reason, they will get it. So always look for potential clubs based on this criteria. Start with corporates, because sooner or later they will charter. Remember that. In corporates or in marketing, we call there is no dead lead. There is only not yet lead. Aaron agrees, like pure marketing guy. He's like, yes, 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 that's what I do. In marketing, there is no dead lead. It's not yet. That's it. It's not yet. Okay. In community, it depends. In university, things change along the day. So remember, in corporate, it's not yet. The moment one decision maker changes, the whole organization changes. And I've seen them both. Decision maker change in a corporate, club closed down. New boss didn't like concept of Toastmaster. Decision maker changed, the club got chartered fast. Why? New boss wants Toastmasters club. Okay, so it's always not yet in corporates. Okay. Now the next important thing I'm going to share with is all these things that there is something called the fourth category. Remember I said 4 people, gatekeeper, influencer, decision maker. There is a fourth person. We call them blockers. You know what blockers do? They block. Why they block? They don't believe in Toastmasters. That's it. They're not bad people. They're doing their job. They feel that that it's not great for the organization. There are better ways of doing things. And sometimes you got to see if these blockers fall along with which category of gatekeepers influence. If your blocker is equal to decision maker, say, see you again next time, one day. Then you wait for the person to resign, then you go back to that organization. All right. If your blocker is influential, find another influential in the organization. If your blocker is gatekeeper, don't worry. Just move on. Say thank you to the person, just move on and talk to influencer, and the next person is the decision maker. Now, what blockers do that? They have the best interest of organization, their organization, not Toastmasters, not the members. They just want to make things simple and easy. For example, one of the demo meetings we have done, and I'm not telling you names for whatever reasons, but one of the demo meetings we have done, everything was great. You know what the HR meant? Oh, that's a lot of paperwork for me and my team. Don't wanna. That's it. I charter a club, then I have to fill the forms, then I have to do the things, then I have to monitor the people, then I have to take the attendance. I already busy with my work. I don't want. And the HR go and tell the boss, yeah, I think it's good, but it will burden my team and my people. And the boss decided, since it's going to burden the HR manager, the team, I don't want the club anymore. That's it. The staff loved it, the demo meeting. The decision maker wants to pay, but the blocker was strong as influencer. And that was one thing we underestimated in that particular organization. And then what we tell them, not yet, we just wait for the blocker to move away one day, then we go back again. Right. So ladies and gentlemen, that was part of it. Now, I'm just looking at it. If there are any questions so far? No. All right. The next thing, what I personally believe is that as Toastmasters, this is what, if you really, really want to charter the club, look for the closest people around you, okay? In these 4 categories. Look for, so if you want to start charter club in next 4 months, right? I'm serious about it. If you really want to charter the club in next 4 months or 3 months, look for 5 of your best friends and see they are in which category. Okay? All right. I hope they are not blockers. I just really hope that. If they are blockers, all the best for your friendship day. But I hope they are not blockers, right? If they are gatekeepers, influencers, and decision makers, if they are decision makers, my question to you is that if your best friend is decision maker, why there is no club there yet? That's the question you should be asking. Your best friend is the one who approves the whole thing. Right. And I know I saw that was one of my clubs when I was the area director. One of the past district governors was a childhood friend of this owner. And she said, hey, I think your organization needs clubs, but we just have 50 staff. It's okay. I need only 20. Can charter. Okay. Send the papers. Done. That's it. Right. Now, I got to understand that if your 5 people around you, your 5 closest friends, if they don't fall in decision maker, I would tell you what, find the influencers and start finding the decision makers. If you can find one decision maker in 1 month, all you need is 1 more month to get things moving and third club is done. Literally at annual conference, you have a charter club. That's all it takes. Now, I tell you, based on my example, why most clubs don't get chartered. Okay, that's the final thing because I've got like 5 more minutes to go on. Why most of clubs don't get chartered. Okay, Sajni mentioned me that there are questions, so I will answer the questions later. Sajni, is that okay? Right? Okay, and Hu Ying got a question, so I want to come since I've got time for question and answers. Right? Why? First of all, I strongly believe that when we approach influencer, decision maker and all, the most people will say, send me a proposal. And guess what I have seen? I've seen worst of the proposals. So worse that I look at that proposal, I don't want to be Toastmaster anymore. Honestly, I'm like, bro, Toastmaster are not professionals, I know. Find somebody who can do a good, decent, good-looking presentation of proposals. I have seen some presentations when I was a new Toastmaster. I look at that. I am not interested to charter a club, though I was area director, looking at that proposals. Why? Because the proposals were pathetic from a professional perspective, right? Just because we are part of non-profit organization doesn't mean our proposals look pathetic or not so brand compliant and doesn't look like, with cartoons and everything. No. It still have to, we are still a professional organization. We are, come on, 100 years organization. We literally know, we should be literally knowing a lot of things. We're the organization of communication leadership, and that presentation and everything that. Second part, why demo meeting fails, where the person doing the part of introducing about Toastmasters doesn't do or doesn't prepare their presentations. I still remember I'm in an introduction meeting and the person asked something about the, if we charter club by this, how much is the amount by this? And the Toastmaster went blank. You know, maybe not good in maths or what, went blank. And then he answered something else. The person asked something else. And I'm sitting and watching. I'm like, answering A, replying B, asking C, replying D. It literally shows bad communication, that thing, right? So, you know, I was just supposed to observe it. So I jumped in and said, this is something else. I understand. The presenter who is introducing or talking to the potential leads is not prepared for presentation. And guess why? Because they think it's like impromptu speech. It's not. It's not impromptu speech. It's a prepared speech where you really, really prepare, because for certain organizations, you only get one chance to make that impression. You get only 15, 20 minutes to make that impression. So you have to have the best looking slides, the best proposals, emails, templates. And that is one thing Robert has very good. He has templates. Templates for this organization, templates for this one, this one, this one, this one, this slide. Robert is good with that part there. And that's what I learned from Robert. You know, when I was just that he had auto options, option A, B, C, D, how we should send. Okay, and he will prepare those things. And that's what, if you don't ask the CGD. He has all those materials. As a CGD, just change your name in the bottom and use those templates, because so that we look as a professional organization, because those people don't know you're getting paid or not. I know, you know, we're not getting paid. They don't know. They don't know. All they expect is that 100 years old organization should be able to send me a very decent looking proposal. The presentation should be amazing. Why? Because if your presentation is not amazing, why should they even charter a club? And that's where kills the potential leads, because the presentation is miserable. The proposal is not professional looking. Okay. Third thing, the most important one, going to do a presentation to a potential lead without doing homework. Without doing homework. Even to a demo meeting, without doing. Every person you're going to meet, do three things. This is not the best thing to say about recording, but it's ethical as well. Be a professional stalker. Yeah. I don't want to meet somebody, I got no clue about the person. Do a little bit of homework. And I'm not saying that you got to go to stalker house and all. No, no, no. Professional stalker, which means that LinkedIn, social media, Google the person's name, Google the person's position, see where the person coming from. If the person has worked in 5 different companies and previous 2 had Toastmasters, he or she knows about Toastmasters. Change your pitch accordingly. He or she knows about Toastmasters. If not, introduce Toastmasters. Right? Do a little bit of homework. And let me give you one example. That's what me and Robert did. We were going to one demo meeting, and I can say this thing because it was successful, right? And we were meeting this person, and Robert like, this person is the chief person. Yes. And I'm like, Robert, this is my homework. So I did my homework, and we did. This person is from India, was to work there. They moved to Malaysia, worked here, they moved here. And that's how we met one of the person. And he's a very nice person. When he was there, he was very supportive. Mr. Avik Majumdar from Nielsen, Malaysia, and was really supportive. We talked, we communicated. We looked at the agenda and see guest attending. We can see one name with a Toastmaster title, existing Toastmaster. We started communicating with the person. That's it. And that's what we did. We looked at organization values, about us of the organization. How can we connect our pitch to their values, our presentation to their values? Because again, they are chartering Toastmasters not because they want to have Toastmasters, because they feel Toastmasters can do something for their organization in their direction. Look at their values and see how we can connect. And if you bring up those things in your presentation, that hey, your organization believes in teamwork and integrity. One of the values we hold is integrity, and teamwork is what Toastmasters is all about. And then you start connecting with them at that level. They truly appreciate and see the value in it. And a lot of people don't do the homework. So when I say stalking, I mean that do your homework. before we meeting any potential lead and any potential person who could be a potential lead for chartering clubs. Ladies and gentlemen, every person you meet are four: gatekeeper, influencer, decision maker, or a blocker. Self-proclaimed doesn't fine. You will figure it out along the way. But find out who they are and accordingly work. For gatekeeper, say thank you. Be always nice to gatekeeper. Remember, be always nice to gatekeeper. You have no idea how many doors they can open. Influencer, learn how to influence them so they can influence the right people. With decision maker, be straight to the point, show them the value Toastmaster brings to their organization, to charter in their association, in their community, or even in their corporate or university as well. And finally, blocker, be connect if you can. If you cannot, convert the blocker to either of the other three categories, it's okay. Wait for the right time, go back again. That's what I would say if you want to generate. Now, you must say, can I generate leads to social media? Yes, you can. You can definitely use social media to generate leads for community clubs. That's where you do. For example, I stay in Dinayalam. If I want to start a club in Dinayalam, what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a social media ads on running purely in Dinayalam, which has more than that many people there. And that I always use it if I want to start a community club. For corporates, go back to LinkedIn, go back to the right people, get help from other corporate clubs in different parts of the world. And that's how you connect with people at different. And finally, in university, find a student who can really drive this whole thing, because you need drivers in every organization, in every potential club to get things done. So they are your true influences. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Now we shall move to Q&A. Thank you, Jamila. So do I pass back to Toastmaster of the day for Q&A, or I start answering the Q&A?
Aaron will take over and read out the
Yes.
Yes, over to my
All right.
marketing buddy.
All right, thank you so much, past district director Srinivas, for the wonderful insight and sharing. So let's just straight jump into the first question. All right, so the first question is from Kamshi Mark. It says, "Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. In the past 2 years, I've been working on chartering a Toastmasters club in a tertiary institution in Petaling Jaya for District 102. Initially, while there has been senior management support, financial support was lacking. Demo meetings were conducted for staffs and students, but only a small number of staffs gained interest. Students did gain interest, but many are getting student loans. Fortunately, after a lot of effort in developing interest, we have the mandate and the blessing from the decision maker, the pro-chancellor of the institution, to charter the club, making it compulsory for staffs to be a Toastmaster. The instruction was conveyed to HR, who is not very familiar with Toastmasters International, except that it helps people to improve their communication and leadership skills. We have already submitted the district overview slides, membership benefits brochure, how to build a Toastmasters club step-by-step guide, and charter membership form. My question is how to proceed."
Hi, Mark, since I know you, are you talking about Lincoln University? Okay. Mark was in the beginning, when Mark communicated with me, I passed this thing to CP and said, CP, can you call Mark? Because it was the lead to a Toastmasters platform there. So we communicated, and that time Mark was part of the Valley Toastmasters Club, and we met him, and then we met LinkedIn people and all. Of course, then few people change and all this. Mark, the first question I always ask is that in a corporate organization, who's going to pay? Because it's a university, right? If staffs are paying, then we got to organize one very important event. In universities, especially with academic and educational organizations, what I learned is that me, myself being an educational trainer and all, sometimes we think that we know better. No, I know. I'm only training and teaching other people what I know. The mindset is there. It's by default. It's not like I totally was, it's there. Most important is that, can they see the benefit of Toastmasters in there, right? Because they're going to pay for it, right? So in universities and all, this is what I would say. Don't expect management to pay. Maybe they pay for first round and that's about it, or maybe they pay charter fee and all, but mostly focus on convincing people, because usually people are into education and training and teaching and all those things. They are very much into teaching and not much into learning because of their profession. They have to see the benefit. If they can't see the value in Toastmasters, so all you need is one demo meeting, not a proper demo meeting. a one demo meeting with a mini workshop, 30 minutes talk on one topic, which every person in the room can benefit. 30 minutes talk from a really good professional speaker who comes on the background or something, can really help them to see something, and then lead to a simple table topic session, and then teach you a Q&A. They always have questions. And then there and then say, are you willing to sign up today? Sign up today, pay next month. That's fine. Right there, put the forms and say yes or no. That's it. And they make decision. Once they made the decision, assign somebody to collect the money, and it is done. All right. Why? In this case, decision making doesn't work. Why? They're not going to pay, even they pay for one term, they're not going to pay for all. The university is not going to pay for lifelong, even if it is their own staff. Sooner or later, they will say, that's not the direction of our organization, right? We're here to teach, we're not here to learn, right? So that's what happened, because I worked with many university clubs, and that's one of the reasons they closed down for their staff. And now this is what I said, find that one small thing. You don't need a demo meeting. What you need is a decision-making session. Talk about benefits, Toastmasters, do a small talk. The small talk is what? To attract them. 30 minutes talk is to attract them. Rest 30 minutes talk to demonstrate a little bit, and then do a very strong pitch to sell them. And see if they're ready to invest, yes or no. It's purely persuasive sales pitch session. If they're willing to invest or not. If they're not, that's fine. That's fine. It is very much a combination of community club, right? That's what you do, okay? Because they are paying themselves, all right?
All right. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Srinivas. We have one more question in the chat box. The question
Yes.
goes something like this. There is a situation where an AD knows the CEO, and the
Right.
CEO has delegated the task to the HR, who has been delaying the meeting or action to move to the next step. What shall we do in such situations to proceed?
In this case, HR is a blocker. That's exactly what I told you, right? The HR is the blocker.
Yes.
Since
But
the
they are
HR,
also the decision maker.
you gotta understand that the real decision maker is the one who has the final say. Okay? Who has the final say in certain things, right? They have the final say, and they make decisions based on other people's advice. So this person, the HR, is here. So in this case, what I look at it, the AD is an influencer, correct? The CEO is the decision maker. HR supposed to be influencer, is mix of influencer equals to blocker combination. So what is the next step? Write an email. Thank you. Thank the CEO for the opportunity, and really appreciate the CEO for consideration and everything. And mention in the email, then copy to HR and say, I look forward to meet to you anytime in next 2 weeks. Give a deadline. Right? This, when the email goes copies to your boss, you will take action. You will take action. We don't want the HR to look bad, because we don't want the club to start and close down as soon as possible, right?
Correct.
So we don't want that person to look bad, right? And next part would be, is there, what is that worry of this particular person? Like I said, I have met HR who don't want to do too much work. Sajini is some HR background, right? Sajini, you can relate to that, right? Some HR like, you too much paperwork again, I don't wanna.
Yes, so true. So true. So much of
Ex-
unnecessary paperwork.
Exactly, that's not my job. Well, that's not what I signed up for, right? And they're like, I take care of this now, got extra department called Toastmasters Club. They don't want that. So you got to find out and tell the HR. And now this is what my another boss taught me, and I learned from him in marketing, is that make your client's life easy. How do you make it easy? Easy for decision maker, easy not just for decision, because decision maker like you do, that's it. Decision maker is like very forward here. Please arrange, job done. The HR like, and that's where we start to tell, how can I make job easy for this HR? Tell them, we will do the forms. This is my sponsors. They will take care of the forms. Good? Good. Toastmaster, we communicate. Okay. We will do the trainings for your people. Right? And give them all the reasons to make their life easy. Everything they feel they have to do, right? Monitoring we will do. The club officer will monitor you, and they will lead the club, and they will give you monthly reports or quarterly reports, something like that. Okay? Fair enough, right? And then during demo meeting, what you do, you just say, organize one demo meeting. Why do you want demo meeting? You want to find out another influencer in the group, right? Another influencer in the group. The moment you find the demo meeting, go around, people like, I'm going to demo. No, demo meeting is the whole thing to find out your potential exco, potential influencers, and potential decision maker in that group. That's the whole target. That's why demo meeting go early. Anyway, Siva is going to talk about it. So go there, have a demo meeting, and get few more people and get them who HR can work easily with them. And they're like, come on. Good. So he take care. She take care. We will support you. And make her sure that you do the work and she feels like the winner. If the HR doesn't feel like winner, she is not in. It should be HR's winner. All we need is credit to Toastmasters, yes, but the credit goes to HR and talk great about HR for every small thing she's doing or he's doing to the CEO. And CEO like, good job for arranging this meeting. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And they love it. Like as you mentioned, make HR's job easy and comfortable. That's it. Find the fears, tackle those fears, and tell them we're here to back you up because they are very scared. This is called fear of uncertainty. Why scared? Don't know. Because I don't know. Tackle that fear, and that's about it. And the HR is good to go there. All right? Right? Only one email, huh? Multiple emails, you make HR look better. All right. Queen, is that good?
Yeah, good.
Good. All right. Posa coming, go for Buka Posa dinner and then talk about this to HR.
Yes,
Something I learned works in Malaysia, doesn't work in India. India people that
it's
go
a
back
good
home.
tip.
In India, they say go home and have dinner. Like it works in Malaysia, doesn't work in India. So
Yeah. Because so happened the few days are all GLC related. So the next couple of weeks will be really important to build the connection stronger.
so slight difference here. Those who are working with GLCs, right, or government organizations, two things: always communicate with them in the first half of the day. Second half of the day, they are not that keen. Okay, just based on experience, right? GLC is like that. Government is like that. Somehow after 2 o'clock, they are not in the passion to work. They're like, no, they really work between 8 to 12, 8 to 11. Honestly, trust me, I'm a foreigner. I've been to enough immigration offices, passport offices, all these offices, so much in my life. I learned my bahasa going to government offices. So I know that 8 to 11 is the best time to work with GLCs and those people. All right? You got to understand that. Communicate with them, right? And they love sitting and talking. And FOSA is the best time to connect, not the best time to take action. That's right. FOSA is the best time to connect, not the best time to take action. Best time to take action is after Raya. 10 days after Raya, just like Chinese New Year, 15-day right, like that, 10 days, 2 weeks after that. And they're good. You will get a club in May if you start now. I believe that. Okay. All right. If there are no other questions, and if you have time, then open to the floor. If you have any other questions, throw to me. If no other questions, just let me just go around. Anybody, any other questions here? Area director, got 2 area directors here, Ravindran and Narendra. No questions. So Narendra can start a club in next 3 months.
I hope it's coming.
Find a decision maker. Okay. All right. So let me tell you, if you want to know what is the best decision maker, find your ex-boss. If you left in good terms. If you don't left in good terms, don't look for your ex-boss. Okay. Your ex-boss is the best person because they may not charter club, but they really know who got the money and who can charter clubs. Trust me, your ex-boss, ex-CEO, ex-top guy definitely know where are the right decision makers and they can do it. If you have left in good terms, don't left in good terms, then invite them for annual conference and let them see you are a wonderful person. And that's about it. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your opportunity. I hope the sharing was worth it. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much to the first distinguished speaker of this morning. I'm sure you guys and myself as well, we have obtained wonderful tips and tricks and how to identify the 4 different types of people in our lives, who we can influence, who we can get in order to charter a new club. This is the beginning of chartering a new club. Thank you very much to distinguished Toastmaster Srinivas for the wonderful sharing.